Happy New Year! It's 2026 and I'm really excited to see what WordPress has in store for us over the next 12 months. Hey everybody, Ryan Welcher here again with another edition of What's New for Developers. If you're not familiar with What's New for Developers, it's an article that comes out monthly on the developer blog. It outlines all the work that's been done in the previous month across the WordPress and Gutenberg projects. You can find it at developer.wordpress.org/news. Now, development typically slows down a bit over the holidays. Folks are taking time off, spending time with family, all that good stuff. But even so, we still got a lot of really great items in this month's release. This month, we had one Gutenberg release, version 22.3, and it was quite a bit packed into it. So let's take a look at what's new for developers January 2026. First up is the responsive grid block with set columns. So previously, when you were using the grid block, you had to pick one or the other. Either you could set a minimum column width for responsive stuff, or you could set a fixed column count. You couldn't do both at the same time. With Gutenberg 22.3, you can combine both controls. So you can have responsive columns and define exactly how many columns you want. The toggle between auto and manual modes is gone, which makes things a lot cleaner. This is really great for theme developers and anyone doing layout work. Next is the dedicated font library admin screen. If you've ever tried to manage fonts in WordPress, you know it's buried deep in the styles UI. Not exactly easy to find. Well, now there's an appearance font screen right in the admin. You can manage your installed fonts and upload new ones from there. It's still a work in progress. The collections tab isn't there yet, but the foundation is solid. And here's the really cool part. Support for classic and hybrid themes is already merged and should ship with Gutenberg 22.4. So this isn't just for block themes anymore. Everyone gets to benefit. Build blocks with PHP. This one's pretty exciting for block developers. We now have experimental PHP-only block registration. This means you don't need any JavaScript to register blocks. You can do it in a PHP-only way. It's been in Gutenberg since 21.8, and it now fully supports all block metadata. So if this is something that appeals to you, I would highly recommend going and having a look. There's documentation and sample code in the article. This is a big deal for folks who prefer working in PHP. All right, moving on to the plugins and tools section. There's a new WordPress image cropper package that gives us a standardized image cropping component. It has aspect ratio cropping, rotation, zoom, flip controls, all that good stuff. And it's now implemented directly in the editor. If you're maintaining blocks that deal with images, definitely go and check this out. This is part of a larger effort to improve the media editor in 7.0. Next is the updated abilities package. Version 22.3 allows it to operate as a standalone capabilities layer beyond traditional WordPress contexts. There's also a separate WordPress core abilities package for server integration. This is all paving the way for the Abilities API JavaScript client to ship with WordPress 7.0. So if you're not familiar with the Abilities API, now's a good time to go and have a look. Data View's got some updates as well. We've got min-max validation for input fields, display formats for number types, standardized padding across components, updated operator labels, and media-specific fields for attachments. Just a whole lot of polish that makes building admin interfaces nicer. And then we have routing enhancements. This one's a bit in the weeds, but there's been some routing work that's pretty cool. We've got conditional inspector rendering via route.inspector, mobile-specific rendering support, native page title management, and smooth view transitions between navigations. This is all laying the groundwork for that single-page application-like behavior across the editors. All right, under the theme section. The breadcrumbs block pushes forward. It's getting a lot closer to being stable. It now has support for block alignment, paged comments, and improved homepage handling. It's looking like it's well on its way to shipping with WordPress 7.0, so now's a really good time to start testing it with your themes. Keep in mind it's still experimental, so you have to go into the Gutenberg experiment settings to enable it, but you should definitely go check it out and play around with it. There were some other block library updates as well. The button block migrated to use text-align block supports. Comments pagination numbers got margin and padding spacing controls, and the accordion heading now has default styles for classic themes. This fixes the CSS specificity issues from WordPress 6.9, and it should get backported to a minor release. Next is border style flipping and right to left. Quick note for anyone building themes for right to left languages. There was a bug where border styles were getting incorrectly flipped in the block library CSS. That's been fixed now. So if you're doing right to left work, go and test your stuff accordingly. This one's really neat, the navigation overlay experiment. There's an experimental feature where you can assign a template part for the navigation's block overlay. What's cool is that one of the earliest experiments around this came right here on the developer blog, the block-based mega menus article. And now it's being explored as part of WordPress itself. It's flagged as experimental, so you'll need to enable it in the Gutenberg experiment screen. But definitely go and play around with it and see what you think. And then there's the question of the deprecated pull quote block. The pull quote block was deprecated in Gutenberg 22.2 in favor of the quote block, but the conversation has picked back up. Contributors raised concerns about accessibility, HTML semantics, and block style variations. The ticket is still open with ongoing discussion, so keep an eye on that one. All right, the playground section. WordPress Playground is one of my favorite things in the whole world, and it keeps getting better. There's a new dedicated management dashboard, an unsaved playground warning with a save button, and a quick access dropdown for common admin pages. There's also a new DevTools browser extension. You can inspect and edit Playground instances directly in Chrome. Very, very cool for development workflows. And there's a standalone Playground block demo page with an interactive code editor and live preview. It supports multi-tab editing, JSX transpilation, file tabs, and all kinds of really great things. If you haven't played with Playground yet, you have to. It is such a cool thing. It's voodoo magic, and there's no other way to explain it. And finally, the resources section. On the developer blog, we had 2 new posts published this month. One on how to add automated unit tests to your WordPress plugin, great for improving code quality, and another one which shows how to extend core blocks with the interactivity API. Both are worth a read. The developer blog is always looking for new contributors. If you're someone that likes to share your WordPress knowledge, your experience, and what you're building, you should absolutely consider writing for the developer blog. It's a great way of giving back to the community and maybe getting your name in lights a little bit. Well, that's it. That's the end of what's new for developers for January 2026. Thanks again for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because we'll be doing more content like this on a regular basis. I can't wait to see what WordPress has in store for us this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all next month for February 2026. Thanks a lot and have a good one.